Hello, I'm Joseph Loxton, and today I'm going to show you some DVDs from my classic film section. Today I want to focus on the genre mystery and crime. So first we have The Unholy Three from 1930, starring Lon Chaney. It was his first and only talking film. Next we have Shadow of a Doubt from 1943, starring Joseph Cotten. It's also an Alfred Hitchcock film. Next, we have Force of Evil from 1948, starring John Garfield and Marie Windsor. Next, we have Sorry, Wrong Number from 1948, starring Barbara Stanwyck. Next, we have Notorious from 1946, starring Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. Next, we have a collection of DVDs. The first one is The Postman Always Rings Twice, starring John Garfield and Lana Turner. Next is The Big Sleep, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Next is Dial M for Murder, starring Grace Kelly. And last but not least is The Maltese Falcon, starring Humphrey Bogart and Mary Astor. Next we have Strangers on a Train from 1951. It's another Alfred Hitchcock production. Next we have Sunset Boulevard from 1950, starring William Holden and Gloria Swanson. Next we have Crisscross from 1948, starring Burt Lancaster. All really good films. And as we move on to the next row, we have Vertigo from 1958, starring James Stewart. Next, we have Black Widow from 1954. Next, we have Rear Window, another Alfred Hitchcock film from 1954. Next, we have Saboteur, another Alfred Hitchcock film from 1942, I believe. Next, we have Murder on the Orient Express from 1974, starring Ingrid Bergman. Next, we have Rope, another Alfred Hitchcock film from 1948, starring James Stewart. Next, we have Psycho from 1960, starring Janet Leigh. Gosh, I have a lot of Hitchcock, don't I? Not that that's a bad thing. I love Hitchcock. Next, we have North by Northwest from 1959, starring Cary Grant. Next, we have Spellbound from 1945, starring Ingrid Bergman. And next, we have one of my favorites, Double Indemnity from 1944, starring Barbara Stanwyck and Fred MacMurray. Next, we have Rebecca from 1940, starring Joan Fontaine. Next, we have one of my favorite film noirs, Touch of Evil, starring Orson Welles and Charlton Heston. Next, we have Niagara, starring Marilyn Monroe in one of her best performances, I think, and Joseph Cotten. Next, we have another personal favorite, The Third Man, starring Orson Welles. Next, we have another favorite of mine, Mildred Pierce from 1945. Next, we have The Stranger from 1946, starring Edward G. Robinson and Orson Welles. Next, we have The Killing from 1956, starring Elijah Cook and Marie Windsor. Next, we have Anatomy of a Murder from 1959, starring James Stewart. Next, we have The Black Cat from 1934, starring horror legends Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi. Next, we have Whatever Happened to Baby Jane from 1962, starring Joan Crawford and Bette Davis. And last but not least, Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte from 1964, starring Olivia de Havilland and Bette Davis. So that's my mystery and crime collection. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. Let's get a shot here of all the DVDs together. Don't they look pretty? Well, good night, folks.